Good morning, my name is Brittany Kasko, and today I'm going to be talking to you about growing up a dancer. Now, before I start, answer the lingering question in the room. No, I will not be dancing for you. I first enrolled in dance class at the age of 3. 3 being because my parents seriously needed a break. I started with tap and ballet and then added jazz, until eventually I was doing tap, ballet, jazz, lyrical, contemporary, point, and hip-hop, which was really not for me. But I started competing at the age of 9, and it soon became my favorite part. It went from 2 to 3 hours a week to countless hours with next to no free time. They didn't call competition week Hell Week for nothing. I would go to school all day and then go to dance for about 3 to 4 hours, but only 3 or 4 hours if the dance was perfect. This caused not only stress on my body, but my brain, because I would then come home to another hour of homework, which never seemed to end. But I realized that my hard work was going to pay off. Competition weekends were chaos. We would travel to either Houston, Austin, Tulsa, Kansas City, Las Vegas, or Florida for about 48 hours. Convention classes would start at 8 a.m. and last until 3 or 4 o'clock in the afternoon. We would then have an hour to get ready for competition. Competition would last anywhere from 5 to 6 hours into the night. And the best part, you got to do it again on Sunday. So as stressful as it may seem, it was actually really cool, because I got to spend the entire weekend with anywhere from 500 to 700 girls with the exact same passion as me. They had choreographers come in from Los Angeles to teach us combinations and to better our technique, but mainly just to inspire us. I always left the weekend feeling completely inspired to be a better dancer. So as much as it was just a hobby, it definitely taught me life lessons. The first thing that it taught me was time management. Now, a lot of kids learn this around their freshman year of high school, but I learned this in about 5th grade. I knew that if it was a competition week, I was going to have barely any free time. So any free time that I did have, I was doing schoolwork. I would read in the car or write papers on planes and just pray that it was good come Monday morning. And if you know me or you're in any of my classes, you know that I probably check my planner 10 times a day. Not because I'm stressed or because I have too much going on, but because I like to manage my time. So it was stressful, but it definitely taught me time management. Another thing that it taught me was dedication. Lots of dedication. Because it wasn't all fun and games. It was tough, stressful, and I missed out on a lot of things growing up. But to me, it was something that I loved, and it was worth it. I had to be at every class and every single extra practice in order for the team to succeed and to improve. With that being said, that made studio time very valuable, because I couldn't just go home and practice my bar combination on the driveway that I learned the other day, or go in the front yard and practice my solo, because you have to have the right environment. So I had to be completely devoted to the time commitment. Another thing that it taught me was discipline. Now, I know you've probably all heard of or seen the show Dance Moms. Well, I specifically remember when the show premiered. I definitely had a watching party, because that's what you do when you have similar crazy dance moms. Not you, Mom, she was cool. And I remember them filming this girl who was leaving the studio crying, and I couldn't believe they were filming her, because I know exactly what it feels like to leave the studio crying. Not because you're sad, but because you're learning what hard work means. The teachers were there to discipline us. So we weren't allowed to play sports during competition season in fear that we would get hurt. And we weren't allowed to act like brats or to talk back in class, because as much as they were teaching us dance, they were also teaching us how to be young ladies. So it taught me discipline in life, and that if you want something bad enough, you have to work hard for it. Another thing it taught me was teamwork. This was the first team I'd really been a part of. I obviously didn't play sports as a kid, and I was a dancer instead. So as sports teams changed from year to year, mine never really did. We would have 1 or 2 go here and there, but for the most part, I had the same core group of girls. This meant that if one person wasn't at practice, we weren't able to move on, or we weren't able to run through something. And I soon realized that in order for the whole entire team to succeed, we all had to be physically and mentally at every single practice. So if we had walked into our 7 a.m. Saturday morning practices angry because it was early and not willing to work hard, we were never going to succeed. I had to put 100% effort into making the team great. Another thing that I learned was patience. Life isn't easy, and I definitely learned that through dance. If a step wasn't right, I would have to go home and practice, but it wasn't going to be perfect overnight. And that's difficult for me, because if you know me, I'm a pretty impatient person. I like things to be done when I need them done. So I learned that you have to work until something's perfect, but life is the same way. Patience is the key to success, and if you don't believe in yourself, nobody else will. But that's the other thing. My family was really, really supportive. My mom was there every step of the way. From backstage quick changes to conventions across the country, she was always there, taking pictures, as you can see, but also being my biggest motivator. Sometimes I would come off stage and be really upset about how the dance went. And she'd say, "Brittany, don't worry, it was great," when it really wasn't. But I needed her motivation, and she was there. And then there was Billy, who, tried to act like he cared, but he probably didn't. And then you have my dad. My dad was at every single recital, and we really felt the need to document that every year. So while writing my speech, I decided to do a little math. My dad's watched approximately 115 hours of dance, which is a lot for a dude. And he spent around $700 on flowers, and the one time that I tried to bring my dance bag into his car, I think he bought enough air fresheners to make the entire dance studio smell like lavender. So I soon realized that my family would drop anything for me. And I think a support system like this is important because whether it's a hobby like mine or a career path, support is the biggest confidence booster. So I mentioned point. Well, point is basically an advanced type of ballet. You start at the age of 12 because your ankles have to be strong enough to support your weight. It's basically a wooden block that ties around your ankle. And I'm pretty sure if you've ever seen a picture of a ballerina, she's probably wearing point shoes. Now, with that being said, I am 100% confident that if you've never taken a point class, you don't know what perseverance is. Imagine standing on your tiptoes on a block of wood for an hour and a half. Ouch, right? Well, if you complained, nobody, including your teacher, cared. So it was stressful and it was tough, but I knew that if I wanted to be good, I was going to have to work hard. And there were times I wanted to quit, but I had to remind myself to keep going because the end result was going to be worth it. I learned a lot of things growing up a dancer, like how to apply fake eyelashes and how to put my hair in a bun in under 10 seconds, but so much more than that. I give credit to not only my family, but to dance for shaping me into the person that I am today. But I never said I was good. Thank you.